Saíra vem de terras distantes, de outro continente, a Ásia, e de outro hemisfério, o hemisfério sul. Vem da República Islâmica do Paquistão, ou simplesmente Paquistão, um dos países mais populosos do mundo, com mais de 180 milhões de habitantes e com uma área superior a 880 mil km². É uma terra antiga onde se instalaram vários reinos, de culturas e religiões diversas. O atual Paquistão pertenceu a vários impérios, sendo o último o Império Britânico, do qual se tornou independente em 1947. A capital é, desde 1967, Islamabad, no nordeste do país, na região do Punjab. É lá que se situa a sede do Parlamento do Paquistão. Rawalpindi, a cidade de Saíra, dista a apenas 14 km de Islamabad e são conhecidas como as cidades gêmeas. Já foi, durante a construção de Islamabad, a capital do país e ainda é hoje uma das mais importantes cidades paquistanesas, com cerca de 3 milhões de habitantes. É um importante centro administrativo, comercial e industrial e é sede do quartel-general das Forças Armadas paquistanesas. Existem em Rawalpindi várias instituições de ensino ligadas à Universidade do Punjab. Uma delas é a Universidade Feminina Fatima Jinnah. Fatima Jinnah, que morreu em 1967, foi uma médica e personalidade destacada, considerada uma das fundadoras do Paquistão independente. A cidade de Rawalpindi foi também cenário de vários acontecimentos importantes para o Paquistão. Um deles foi o trágico assassinato da antiga primeira-ministra Benazir Bhutto em 2007, no Parque Liaquat Barre. Hoje, o Parque Liaquat Barre continua a ser cenário de grandes multidões, muitas vezes por motivos ligados à religião de 98% dos habitantes de Rawalpindi, o islamismo. Na cidade são também muito frequentados os vários mercados e bazares, como o Raja Bazar e o Sadar Bazar. É também em Rawalpindi que fica o Aeroporto Internacional de Islamabad, agora chamado Aeroporto Internacional Benazir Bhutto, sendo a cidade usada por muitos turistas como ponto de partida para destinos mais a norte. Talvez tenha sido este aeroporto que Saíra partiu para vir para Portugal, onde está hoje no Nós Por Cá. Boa tarde, Saíra. Bem-vinda à Calazans TV.
Boa tarde. Obrigada.
Qual é o seu país de origem?
Sou do Paquistão.
E a cidade onde nasceu?
Nasci em Rawalpindi.
Há quanto tempo é que está em Portugal?
Estou em Portugal há um ano e 3 meses.
E onde é que mora?
Moro na Marinha Grande.
É casada?
Sim, sou casada.
Tem filhos?
Sim, tenho 2 filhas.
Que idade é que elas têm?
Ela tem 5 anos e outro 3 anos.
E eles estão na escola?
Sim, estou na escola.
E já falam português?
Sim, já falo português pouco.
E gostam de cá estar?
Sim, gosto.
And why did you come to Portugal?
Because my husband came here to complete his studies, so does I'm here.
And why did the opportunity of doing his doctorate here arise?
Before coming to Portugal, he was in UK and for his master's degree. And one of his English professor worked at CDRSP, a unit of IPL. He gave her an opportunity of PhD, a collaborative program in Portugal. And my husband accepted the opportunity as the research work is related to his interest.
And you came with him?
No, after 1 year.
And do you like living here?
Yeah, I like living in Portugal because the Portugal weather and most of them the people's attitude is very good, and that's why.
That's good. And what is your mother tongue?
Actually, my mother tongue is Pothohari, similar like Punjabi, but my national language is Urdu.
And can you speak other languages besides English and those 2 languages?
Yeah, I can speak my national language Urdu, and now I can speak little bit Portuguese.
And at home, what language do you use to speak with your children?
At home, mostly we talk in Urdu, but sometimes we're discussing Portuguese to grab and understand the Portuguese.
And why are you learning Portuguese?
The learning is Is a good thing for us because it's give learning any language is an extra capability to give you more confidence.
And how is it going? Are you
Yeah.
making progress?
Yeah, the class is very good and I enjoying it very much. Yeah, teacher is very good, but only some difficulties in the verbs. They're more difficult.
And besides verbs, is the vocabulary difficult?
Vocabulary is an issue, but it will done with the passage of time.
And does our school and the principal support foreign students? Do you feel welcome in our school?
Yeah, of course. That's the reason I'm sitting here. The school are very supportive, and I must admire the administration and as well as the teacher. They gave us an opportunity. They're very good.
And how is the adaptation to the new country going?
It was my first time, my first experience, and I'm quite happy here. But my husband is really like Portugal because of people's marvelous attitude and equality behavior.
And when he was in the UK, you didn't live there?
No, I didn't live there.
So that's the first time you're living abroad.
there.
And do Portuguese people accept foreign people and respect them?
Yeah, they are very warm welcomed to us and they are very kind to us.
Okay, that's good. And are you a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
And how do you perform your rituals here in Portugal?
It's very easy for us. Here is totally freedom for us to pay our religious activities in Portugal.
I must say that your clothes are very beautiful.
Thank
They
you.
are different. Do you feel that people are curious about your clothes?
Yeah, of course. Sometime we go to the market. Even some people from the car curiously look back to me. Probably the difference of reason of my clothes.
And they have a specific name, right?
Yeah.
And how do you say them in your
Yeah,
language?
the Pakistani woman wears is a different clothing, and we call it shalwar kameez.
Okay. And do men also wear different clothes?
Yeah.
And what is the name?
The name is same.
Is the same.
There's shalwar kameez.
Okay. And do you find, you were talking about going to the market, do you find the important products in your eating habits in Portuguese markets?
Yeah, I can find everything here.
Okay. And there are many differences between Pakistani and Portuguese cultures. What do you think are the greatest ones?
Well, it's a difficult question. As most of the things are same, but I think the main key of difference is the center of jobs, which we prefer to the people's unemployed people. But unluckily, we don't have a center like these which help the unemployed people.
And
That's the reason. I mean, there is advertised the jobs and people do apply, but we have not a specific center for unemployed people.
okay. We Portugal people and European people have this idea that Pakistani women don't have the same rights as men. Is this correct?
Yeah, it's a right thinking, but some in the rural areas is quite like these things that women are different, not equal to the men's.
And what are the main differences?
The lack of the education is the main reason.
And what do you think about the fight of the young girl who won a Nobel Prize, Malala?
Well, it is not 100% true that he only give raise his voice against the only women's, because it is only a few conflicted areas in which some terrorist organization operated, which is near to the border areas. If you have a chance to visit to Pakistan, you hardly see like these things, not too much. But in conflicted area, in some rural areas, we have these type of things.
And do you think the fight for women's education is important,
Yeah.
and children.
Yeah, Malala takes a good decision, and he raised his voice against the women's rights. But it's not only the women rights. It's not fair. I think it is the same against because in that area there is no rule for the men and the women both, and they raise her voice for both of them, not only for the women's.
Okay, and Portuguese people, Portuguese young people, teens and European teens as well, they think of having their own homes after they married. Do Pakistani young people think the same? Do they want to have their own home?
Not too much. Mostly the youngster live in joint family system with parents and happily environment. But it's not. It does not say that everybody, a couple cannot live separate with their parents. But they are less in numbers.
And what's your occupation? Do you work?
No, I'm a housewife.
And would you like to work?
I like to work in primary school, mostly in primary school.
So you would like to
Yeah.
be a teacher?
No, because I don't speak too much good Portuguese. That's
But-
why I maybe I like with the teacher as a secretary.
Okay. And have you looked for a job in that area, or?
Yeah, I go to the centers of job, and I give them my CV and for consideration for a job to me.
And do you intend to stay in Portugal or return to Pakistan?
Well, it's a difficult question because my husband wants to do work here, to do a lot of work here, but there are only one problem we have: the expenses. But we manage it because he loves his work, and the atmosphere of the Portugal decided that we'll live here or we go back.
And what do you miss the most from your country?
Our relatives. Our relatives.
So our interview is coming to an end. I'd like you to say some words in your mother tongue or your national.
Okay. About Portugal,
For example, how do you say obrigado?
in English, thank you, and in national language, shukriya. Shukriya.
Okay, shukriya.
Yeah.
And how do you say welcome?
Welcome. In English, welcome, and in our national language is khushamdeed.
And do you want to say any other word?
Yeah, Portugal is very nice country. Portugal एक बहुत अच्छा मुल्क है, and my teacher is really good. I like her very much. Professor Alice Markish एक बहुत अच्छी उस्ताद है. I like मैं उन्हें बहुत पसंद करती हूँ, and मुझे पुर्तगाल में रहना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. I like to live Portugal.
Okay. Thank you, Saira. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you so much.